Hello, welcome to the stream. How are we all doing today? Hit me with the late right off the gate. I mean, you're not wrong. I did purposefully, like I knew I was going to be late. I went to go walk Percy, and as we were, I had Pokemon Go open. And I was like, oh shoot, I haven't actually looked at this new place since we've gotten here. I was like, there's a route here. And I have been sorely slacking on like my Zygarde cells in Pokemon Go, as well as like I have a couple quests to like complete routes, like some very old quest to like meet Mateo at the end of a route and exchange gifts. So I was like, all right, dang, I guess I'll go do this. So I did that, and I was like, it is gonna make me like a few minutes late, but that's okay. But how are you all doing today? Welcome to the streamal. You're always late after all. You know, that's fair. That's very fair. I'm organizing some cards right now that were sitting on my desk from last night. I'm hoping to have this video come out. I haven't even sat down to look at it yet. I recorded it last night. I kind of talked about it during stream yesterday. I opened up my White Flare ETB, and I tried to do like an interesting way of like opening the box where like I was trying, since this set is all about Generation 5. Tried to do a whole thing with that. We'll see how the video comes out. It was definitely feels like a fever dream, because I was also recording it so late at night after a challenge. Which, speaking of, I did go to a challenge last night. My second challenge of the season. At this challenge, it was 5 rounds. Oh shoot, that's why I was like, why does my camera look so weird? Because my light's not on. It was 5 rounds. Routine maintenance is scheduled, and why are we doing routine maintenance again? Didn't we just do maintenance? They're always maintaining this game and almost never fixing any of the things that need to be fixed. Anyways, went to the challenge last night. Second challenge of the season was playing Zard again, just because it's a fun, strong deck when it works. Has some decent matchups, and is also just kind of an easy deck to pilot. Doesn't really require a ton of forethought. And I won 3 of my rounds, lost a round, and then ended up IDing a round at the end, just because we were at table 3 and the person was like, well, let's ID because table 1 and 2 are IDing. And I'm like, I personally am not a huge fan of IDs. I understand the reason for them, and I'm not discounting why they're important. I just don't like them because I'm like, I want to play the game. And I know I could say, no, I don't want to ID, let's play. But it was a really bad matchup, so I was like, whatever, we'll ID. And I'm not like that upset about it. It's just one of those things of like, anytime I'm like table like 9 and everyone's IDing and then my person's like, let's play, and I'm like, it's just a thing. That's just my feeling on it. I don't have that strong of a feeling against it. Honestly, it is what it is. But we ended up IDing the last round, and I got an 8th place finish, so I got my first points of the season, which is much faster than I got my first points last season. That's pretty exciting. Doing good, Sam. Glad to hear it. Emerson with a late. You did respond about that stake. You did, and I started to type back a response. And then I got distracted and never responded. Check your Discord DMs. Okay, I will in just a second. Of the stake, though, I don't know what it is. I think the reason for it, I didn't have a picture of it. It was just severely, not undercooked. What was the verbiage I used when I was explaining it to myself? Like, one side was a lot more cooked than the other side. I'm like, what did I do to mess this up? It was still fine, because, like, meat is still, you know, meat, as long as it is not raw. It was not raw, but it was very much, not cooked how I was hoping to. Alright, I finished organizing my cards. You're crocking it? Oh, that's cool. Some Blastoise, Charizard, Crocs. That's cool. That's real cool. I have never hot take. Wait, my light's also on the wrong color. I've never worn Crocs. Is that a hot take? I don't know. All right, so black bolt and white flare is here. Very exciting. This all sets all about Generation 5, Zekrom and Reshiram. Not honestly a ton of brand new cards have been added. There are, of course, some pretty big ones that have been added. As far as like Pokemon are concerned, I am going show all cards. As far as Pokemon are concerned, there's some interesting stuff with like the Kirakosta, not this Kirakosta, with Tortuga with the Ancient Seaweeds type, is 30 damage for each item card in your book. Like there are some interesting cards in this set. I don't know how much I am super excited about building anything just based off new archetypes here, but there are a lot of good cards that complement decks we've had, like Genesect with its ability to search out 2 evolution metal Pokemon, great for Goldango. Jellicent with the Oceanic Curse ability, if it's in the active spot, your opponent can play item cards or Pokemon tools, really helps Gardevoir. Frillish for 1 energy does 20 damage, and during your opponent's next turn they can't play any item cards from their hand, very similar to Badoo, except it does 1 additional damage and requires an energy. Like some interesting cards that help out a lot of decks. There's also Klangang. I just want this card. I just physically want this card. There was a couple others I wanted to highlight. Where are they? Where are the others I wanted to highlight? Electric with the Dynamotor. Once during your turn, you can attach a basic electric energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. This could really bring back Miraidon, theoretically. I don't know how much I trust it. And then Zekrom with the Voltage Burst. 3 energy. This attack does 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So if your opponent has taken 2 prizes, you're doing 230 damage. Doing 30 damage to yourself. My issue with potentially bringing back Dawn is it's pretty difficult for Miraidon to reach big numbers early game, which against big basic decks, like anything that isn't an Evo deck, like Raging Bolt honestly seems like a bad matchup. Unless if they're playing Turbo where they don't play any Owls, otherwise you're having to Gust for stuff. It's gonna be difficult. I don't know. You over brown it. Generally, if you're using a pan, you want to steer the steak on both sides, then finish in the oven. The first side will always brown. I think that's one of mine I did. I think I seared one side and then ovened it. So sear both sides and then oven. Because I didn't want to like make it well done. Rare Candy Show, how you doing? Welcome on in. I didn't want to well done the steak. But anyways, those are the new Pokemon being added. We have some new trainers. The trainers are really, really exciting. We have the Air Balloon, probably the most universal add to decks from this one. Actually, most definitely. From all the new cards added, this is definitely the one we're going to see in most decks. The retreat cost of the Pokemon this is attached to is 2 energy less. Pretty much works on almost every deck, is just better than the rescue board, which was -1 energy. So we'll see this honestly popping up on a lot of decks. We got the Brave Bengal, which the Pokemon this is attached to that doesn't have a rule box does 30 more damage. Big for Typhlosion and some other single prize decks. I don't know if it'll really work in any other decks. I don't know if right now there's anything else it does fit into, but definitely big for Typhlosion. Energy Retrieval, just getting a reprint is nice. New regulation marks means it won't rotate. Hilda is another big one. Search your deck for an evolution Pokemon and energy. Put them into your hand. This is going to be big for like Dragapult for 1. You can search out Dracloak, Dragapult, and also grab like a Luminous Energy or the Neo Upper Energy. So that's going to be a big one we see. We got under the Professor Research. We got Ends Plan, move up to 2 energy from basic Pokemon. I mean, those are, they're there. Tool Scrapper, this could be another big one that we see popping up in decks here and there. I don't know how much of a tech this is going to be, but it could be big. Choose up to 2 Pokemon tools attached to Pokemon and discard them. So it could be big to shut down. We might just see less decks playing Crystal, Sparkling Crystal, which was honestly the biggest tool getting rid of. But you could also see this to get rid of like Bravery Charms and stuff like that. So could be interesting. Could be interesting. And then energy, we got the new Ignition energy. If this card is attached to your Pokemon, discard it at the end of your turn. As long as it's attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. And if it's attached to an evolution Pokemon, it provides 3 energy. So 3 colorless energy. If it's attached to an evolution Pokemon, you just discard it at the end. This can also be searched out with Hilda. So there are some interesting connections it could do. So that's pretty exciting. That is pretty exciting. I think kind of what I want to start with today is playing around with Typhlosion, with Ethan's Adventure. I think that's what I want to play around with. Welsh, how are you doing? Welcome on in. I haven't touched Typhlosion for a bit. I've been playing a lot of Polt Zard, a lot of just different versions of Polt. I've played around with this set since it dropped a couple days ago. I haven't played a deck with Ethan. I haven't played a game with Ethan's Adventure, but I did just play around with building it. I don't even know if we need the Badoo. I don't even know if it matters that much, because we'll have the draw power. I think it might just be better to set up. I do still think Gravity Mountain is important, because really what you're thinking about with this deck is its matchups into, at least for me, in mind. Not going to use any of the new decks. I mean, these are kind of the new decks. There aren't really any new decks that are on their own that are interesting, because this set being a special set, there's not really a lot of whole new added. But so when I talk about I am building for meta decks, I am pretty much building for the meta in my area, which could be different from the meta overall. If I was planning to go to a regional or something, I would obviously be planning for the meta at large. But when I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking about my local meta, what I see a lot of. In my local shops, I tend to see a lot of Raging Bolt, so I always keep that matchup in my head, but that is also just a pretty regular matchup. So last night, just for instance, I'm pulling up my tournament tracker. Last night, where I went 3-1-1, I played against a Dragapult Dusk Noir. I played against Saraluge. I played against Grimmsnarl. I played against Archlodon. And I played against Eeveebox. I only lost my first round against the Polt Dusk Noir. I was playing Polt Zard. I mulliganed 3 times and then opened really poorly with just a single Pokemon inactive. Nothing on my bench, so I was a very slow start. But otherwise, I played pretty well into the other games, which was into the other stuff, which was nice. But that's just what I am kind of thinking of, is those matchups. I also tend to see not as much Guardy as I would see other places, but it's still something to keep in the back of your head. And then obviously we see a lot of Dragapult. I think Ethan's Adventure has a pretty decent matchup into Dragapult, because with 320, it's pretty easy for us to reach 320. 60 damage for each Ethan's Adventure. All 4 in the discard. We're hitting 240 plus the Buddy Blast for 280. So all we really need is 1 Brave Bengal, 280 to hit 310. And actually, Pult's 320, aren't they? So we need a Brave Bengal plus a Victini, and we can one-shot Pult, right? Tell me am I correct? Wait, why are you not showing me Dragapult? Oh, because I misspelled it. I was like, what? Why are you not showing me Dragapult? It is 320. So we do need the Brave Bengal plus Victini. So that's, I think 2 Victini is kind of important. I don't know that we need the Badoo. I think honestly just opening and either going for a TM Evo or otherwise, I don't think 4 Typhlosion is needed, especially for playing Rare Candy. Recovery wise, I'm between 2 Super Rods, or a Super Rod and a between Super Rod and Sacred Ash. I think Sacred Ash could be pretty good for putting back 5 Pokemon, getting back a decent amount of the Pokemon there. So let's add an Ash Ketchum with Pallet Top. I still think 2 Brave Bengals is important. 2 Brave Bengals and an Arven. The secret box is still our choice here. Gusting wise, 2 boss and a counter catcher is a pretty small amount of gusting, which feels not great to have that shortage of gust. Feels not great to have that shortage of gust. I could see us cutting an artisan. 1 gravity mountain, 1 artisan. Because the gravity mountain, what is the gravity mountain for? It minuses 30 HP. I guess it makes it where it kind of the Brave Bengal. But if say we're hitting this into Dragapult or Guardy's 310. A Gravity Mountain puts Guardy into range without Brave Bengal or Victini. Because that puts him down to 280. Gravity Mountain puts Dragapult into range with Victini or Brave Bengal. Either or. Charizard is a bit higher at 330. That's 1 more higher. So for Zard, we would need Gravity Mountain and Brave Bengal. So I guess that's not terrible to have that in case we see some Zard Pult. 1 copy of Gravity Mountain isn't terrible. So I don't hate that. But if we add the Sacred Ash, which we did, I think we can cut a Super Rod. And we play a 3rd boss or a 3rd counter catcher or a 2nd counter catcher. We're also only rocking 5 energy. I personally think it's all we need. I'm not against 6. There is a world where 6 could be pretty nice, but I think 5 is kind of enough. You mind if I send your list for what? I think 2 candies is good because candy helps, especially late game, come back. Only 1 Iono for hand disruption also feels kind of bad. For Typhlosion, sure. I like the vessel. I also don't need the vessel because we're also searching it off of Ethan's adventures. Let's go with the 2nd catcher. Let's go for a 2nd catcher and kind of see how this works for now. Let's see how this plays for now. I think 6 is good because you want it in your hand first turn. Yeah, but I mean a 6 doesn't. I mean it increases the chance, sure, but I don't know. There's an argument to be made either way. 6 is definitely not bad. Because especially if a couple get prized, you're kind of in a rough position. And also playing no stretcher, there is no quick recovery into hand. It all has to go back into the deck. I don't know. Lots of thoughts. My opponent will go first, just what I want them to do. Just how I want to open. This isn't terrible if they're playing a donk deck. Oh wait, I think this is actually just I think this is just game. I think I just win this. Okay, wait a second. I saw Pokevital. I assumed this was Crustle. Yeah. I assumed they were playing Crustle because they had Pokevital. I haven't seen Crustle playing the monkey though. Because I don't know what other deck plays Pokevital right now other than the Crustle, but I didn't know it played a monkey. I mean, a monkey makes sense for it in some matchups. And it's just a win because my deck hits the Crustle. The Crustle only really stops EX decks. EX decks. And it's also a grass deck, so it's weak to fire. So it's a pretty bad matchup for them. Yeah, we've gone to 2 challenges so far this season. Oh, is it Signal Area? No, it's fine. I went 2 challenges so far this season. The first challenge went 2-3. Just had a couple of really bad bricks. And just honestly made some bad decisions. And then last night's going 3-1-1 for my first points of the season, 8th place. Potentially going to another challenge tomorrow. There is also a cup tomorrow that I could go to. but the store that it's at is a bit of a drive. And also, the last time I was at the store, which was the challenge last week, their AC felt pretty awful. This is potentially Slowpoke, but Maractus is also occasionally played in Grimmsnarl. I hate to give them a Artisan.
Going.
Space Cowboy, buddy. It's been a while. How you been?
You.
50 months. Let's go. By the way, I have some stuff wrong because I was editing yesterday. You good? You good? You good? But how you been, Space Cowboy? It's been a while. I feel like having bad AC at a tournament like that is a very big problem. Yeah, and a lot of it is like, these are like small-ish comic stores and card shops sometimes. This one is not. This is a pretty large store. But then you put, you know, 50 people in it. Is there a Discord? Yeah, I got links in the description. You put, you know, there weren't 50 people there, 30 people into a room. And it does kind of like make it really hot. But I'm like, this is a pretty open area. I was like, why do we not got like some fans running or something? You have 2 different sized pupils now. My CT scan revealed nothing. That's rough. Maractus with the corner. That's fine. Because I'm like, I don't have a big attack right now, and also I can evolve to Dracloak and the corner goes away anyways. Honestly, this could potentially just be an Ethan's Adventure angle and just take a turn setting up. Or actually, we Arven for TM Evo and Earthen Vessel. Throw this Ethan's Adventure away. Attach energy to Dreepy. Don't evolve. TM Evo the 2. Cynical's on the bench. Evolve next turn to remove the corner. That might be the play. Are you Wiz Studios? I am. That do be me. Joltik with Eels in Debt is real. I haven't looked too much at Joltik since the change. I played around with Miraidon a little bit, but not enough. I don't know. It doesn't reach high damage quickly, which is tough in my local area because there's a lot of Raging Bolt that tends to run around. Although I haven't seen it so far at the 2 challenges I've been at, so. You ever play any in Town of Salem 2? We took like a 2-month break, but I'm back to streaming it like once a week. Neurologist is ghosting me. Oh no. Trying some true all-in. Ah, the Iono. They could hear it. They could hear my plays. They could feel it. Doesn't matter. Never punished. Alright, so you're doing 2 Dracloaks, 4 Quillavas. No, 3 Dracloaks. Why are they split? That's so weird that it split them even though they're the same. So 3 Dracloaks, 3 Dreepies, 4 Quillavas, a Badoo, a Shaman, Cynical, Typhlosion, Victini. I just cut the Badoo. I was like, I don't know how much I care about the Badoo if I'm trying to TM Evo. Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel, Boss Order, Buddy Poffin. Wait, do you only play 1 Buddy Poffin? No, 2. I don't know why this is splitting the Buddy Poffins. It's so weird. I don't know why it exported like that. It like split up all your Buddy Poffins. Cool. The 2 Brave Bengals, Team Evos. Honestly, I mean this is pretty similar to what I'm rocking right now. My break is already over. I'll be in touch too. Anyway, keep on being awesome. Space, thanks for swinging by. Hopefully things get better soon. Hopefully things get better soon. What's up, Alexander? You want to challenge me? Sounds pretty scary. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Well, I'm in a game right now. I am in a game right now. I guess I could put the secret box in hand, but I don't really need the secret box. I do have Dreepy in hand, though. Let's put the Loke in hand. Play down the Dreepy. I'll also take the Exploding Needles. I don't know if I care too much about that, though. I wish I had boss. If I could have pulled a boss there, I would just Ultra Ball the Ethans and go from there. Both are in deck. Or we play Ethan's Adventure, get a second and discard. We're hitting with weakness, more than enough to knock out here. I don't think the 6 damage counters matter too incredibly much. They also are starting to get set up back there. Fairly... you know what? I should have grabbed the secret box. That's kind of on me. I should have grabbed the secret box and bossed. It's okay. First game. We can put this down because we'll probably lose something and we can use the bench space to grab that eventually. I think we just go for the Ethan's Adventure. Just get one into discard. Set up some more energy. Grab a Quilava. Quilava for you next turn. Typhlosion here. Energy here. And 320 Bloody Blast. I want to play IRL, but I'm in vacation, flying back today. That's exciting. But the vacation and flying back. All good stuff. Hope your vacation went well. Alright, there's our missing energy. Hopefully they just whiff it. They got 4 cards in hand. They get 2 recons. They could very easily whiff Energy Evo, but also, like, let's be realistic. Dragapult, it's pretty easy for them to also find, especially if they are playing Slowpolt, which it seems to be. Or they just need a Night Stretcher to get back a Pult here. But theoretically, they should have it. Local tournament when I get back. Nice. You gonna go to it? Hilda! Yeah. They grab Neo Upper Evo here and just evolve this. Punch this for 200. Dump 60 here. Or not 60, 50 here. Probably put 1 on Dreepy here or on Cynic here. We promote here. We get both of our Ethans. We knock this out, which is nice. We should be still in a pretty okay position. Should still be in a pretty okay position. Oh, interesting. Interesting choice to not knock out the Drakloak. To allow me some draw power. Okay. Almost clicked combustion on accident. Yeah, that is interesting that they allowed me to keep that. Harm. I think just Night Stretcher the Typhlosion evolve. Any Bangle here? You're still within a range of a full Phantom Dive. Let me check what's in here. 2/1/1. I think a Super Rod probably wouldn't be bad here. We're hitting... If I Ultra Ball the 2 of them in, we're hitting 280. We're hitting 280, so I Gravity Mountain and Victini. I don't even need the Brave Bangle here. Also have Buddy Poffin that I can also just grab another Cynical down. Thought it wasn't going to let me Ultra Ball it for a second. Yikes. Grab a Typhlosion to have it for next turn. Then we already have Dracloak in hand. We evolve here. We're hitting 290. Minus you down to 290. The Secret Box in hand. I don't think it would hurt to Super Rod the energies and stuff back, but I also don't need them right now. I think I at least want to set up another Quilava because they could knock out both of these, which would be pretty bad. So let's go ahead and at least get another Cyndaquil down on bench. And then right now, if our hand stays the same, we can recover pretty easily. But there is also a world where our hand doesn't stay the same and we don't recover that easily. Let's go for a Buddy Blast, because they do at least have one energy here. So there is still a world where they do attack us next turn. Probably not, because my flight might be delayed. Because my flight is delayed. Tournament's happening, it happens right when I get home. Oh, that's going to be tough to get to, yeah. It'll be tough to get to. If you were to go to it, what do you play? Flip the script. Okay, yeah, they get the attack. But they then put themselves in an interesting position of, do they take out my Quilava or take out my draw power? The correct call, I think, is to take out the Quilava, take out my attacker. I have another Cyndaquil down, so I can still somewhat recover. I think we're okay. I think we are okay, especially if they don't end up... If they don't end up with another Loke this turn, it's kind of tough for them. But even then, we're not seeing a lot of... This is only a 2-prize turn for them. They didn't get rid of the Gravity Mountain. So, I can still hit the 290. Okay, they did get another Loke. But again, I'm still not that scared of another Loke. Still not that scared of another Loke. And they Brock Scouting, and they've Neo Upwards, so my hand stays the same. There's no hand disruption coming at me this turn. The Jamming Tower, that's fine. I can still reach it with the Brave Bengal. I can still reach 320 with Brave Bengal. And Victini. Okay. They do leave me the draw power, which makes sense. Getting rid of the Quilava is the bigger threat here. We do need a Super Rod here just to get back some pieces. Because I don't have another Cyndaquil in deck right now. Trying to think what I want to do first here. Secret Box, get rid of Dreepy, get rid of Switch, get rid of... I don't know. I think I want another thing in hand before I Secret Box. So Super Rod back. 2 Cyndaquils just to be safe. I have 2 Cyndaquils on deck, on bench, just to be safe. And put an energy in. I have Typhlosion in hand. I also can still... Sacred Ash. Rare Candy's in deck, which is what I need for the Evo. Brave Bengal's in deck. Ooh, okay, the one thing I am actually missing for this turn is energy. That's actually a goof. That's actually a goof. I goofed myself there. Get your Cyndaquil evolved? Oh, that's the plan. That is the plan. But I can also Secret Box for the stuff I need for the Rare Candy, and I can still research to potentially hit the energy. Or we'll just hit it here on a recon. Thanks. I think I need a Professors, because I need the most amount to see the things I need to see. Rare Candy, Brave Bengal, Really, this is just thinning stuff here to throw away. Stadium, yeah. I don't need the stadium. Oh, I do need the stadium. What am I talking about? I do need the stadium. How are you saying I don't need the stadium? I was about to throw it away and I was like, no, wait, I do need the stadium. I, in fact, do need the stadium. The stadium is, in fact, pretty important. Is, in fact, pretty important. I think we're good here. Because they don't have a second energy down. They've already used their Dio upper. I don't think they have a way to attack. At least with Pult. Like, they can Blood Moon or stuff like that, which would still hurt us pretty significantly since we don't have a second one evolved. Yeah. I mean, the surprise Crispin, if they're playing Crispin, I would be very surprised. And more candy. Wiz just throw 2 more Ethans. Yay! Let me just throw 2 more Ethans in there. Let me just... I play actually 8 Ethan's Adventures. Yeah, we have Win in hand if we don't get Ionoed. But they got a 10-card hand. We probably get Ionoed here. I'd be very surprised if we did not get Ionoed here. Eighth Ethan's is OP, bro. Actually, I miscounted. I play 9, actually. I'm sorry. My bad. Play 9. As they're looking at their deck, seeing is there anything they can do. The Maractus is gone. So there's no stall plays that they can do. Monkey Dory does nothing here except thin their deck. I got no damage on side to move, and I knock out everything on the bench, and I only need 1 prize card. So that also doesn't matter.
"45-minute timer canceled."
All right, I had a timer set. I just canceled it. I was doing some laundry. Oh, Brock scouting. Perfect. We're good. Good. I was assuming, you know, a blood moon. Okay, we're not good, because I still do need to hit energy. I still do need to hit energy. But we at least get a potential here. I draw a card. I have 7 left in deck. I get to see 4 of those via the Dracloaks, and at least one of them is energy. So we can potentially whiff it by 1 card, and then we Iono to see the other one. They might, honestly, if we just hit the rare candy, they might just quit. There's a world where they just quit when they see... It's just the top deck, just a top deck of energy, just the top deck of energy. What more do you need? Just give me energy. That's all you need. Just energy in hand. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're gonna run it back, but first I'm gonna go move my laundry. I'll be back in like probably like 45 seconds, maybe 50 seconds. Count. For sure took longer than 50 seconds. Breaking news, Wiz is tripped. You think I was gonna trip out there? That's crazy. Also, this music feels so quiet. Is the music even coming through on the stream? No, I don't think it was. That's crazy. There is none. Music has been playing the entire time. That's crazy. Now we have music. That's wild. In other news, a wild Bunnybee has fled. 81 seconds? Shoot. Well, so it took longer because I was like, well, let me go ahead and throw the comforter on the bed so that way it's not just lying somewhere. Wiz hates is confirmed. True, that's so true, King. Get out there, Dreepy. Don't you just hate it when you play a ton of basics and only open one of them? It's just a grand time. Just a grand old time. I'm Welsh, not whoever this king is. Alright, what version of Dragapult are we playing? Is it a Dusk Noir? Is it a Charizard? Is it a Slowpolt? Oh, what a top deck. What a top deck. Alright, we got a prized Dreepy. We got double prize Typhlosion? That's fine. All of our adventures are here. And the redeemable tickets! Can't even get them back. I can't even get them back. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, Team Evo. But I didn't hit an energy, so we will have to Earthen Vessel for the energy. That's fine. We don't get Buddy Poffin off of the Team Evo as well. I was hoping to Buddy Poffin off the Team Evo. Or Buddy Poffin off the Arven as well to get down another Dreepy setup. Actually, you know what? I hope this maintenance they're doing in 2 days is to fix this board. This board looks cool, except for the fact that you can't really see anything here. The sides of the board look really cool. I wish the middle of the board would have stayed the way it looked. I went against the Drake Zard, but it was a different Charizard. What Charizard was it? What other Charizard would they be playing with Dragapult? Okay, oh, this is Zardpult. Nice. Should be a pretty okay matchup for us. The one that did 330? I don't know what Zard that is. I'll look it up. I feel like sometimes people just put cards into their deck because it's the ones they have unlocked. But it's like you can just get them for pretty cheap in game for, you know, for free. Is it no, that does 200. Harm. We're getting so bonded by this journey. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling pretty bonded by this journey. I think we start swinging here. I think we definitely start swinging here. Is it the 151 one? It might be. Yeah, that one does 330. Oh, that's kind of dumb. Well, I don't know why they were playing that one, Welsh. That's pretty bad. I only need one Ethan's Adventure to knock Dreepy, But I do kind of want to Ultra Ball to get a Dragapult. Not a Dragapult, a Drakloak. Let's Adventure for sure. We have energy to attach. Let's put second energy in hand. Put another Cyndaquil down on the board. These are for sure things I want to do this turn. These are for sure things I want to do this turn. Brave Bengal, we're definitely not throwing that away. Honestly, I might just throw away an Ethan's and maybe this other Quilava. I could always stretch it back if I need it. I'm already throwing one energy in there. I really don't throw any. I think it's going to be the other Quilava. I think that's what I care about the least here. Especially since we have another Quilava. We might have to end up stretching the Typhlosion back if they get a knockout. You already have energy in hand. I don't think I need the other Cyndaquil. Those are honestly pretty bad options there. No. I don't love how I currently sit. I don't love how I currently sit. Also forgot to mention, oh, another Typhlosion's great. I went to a 7-Eleven near my house and got a 2024 Terrestrial Festival event pack in Japanese. Pulled the Umbreon. You pulled the Umbreon EX? Yo, that's crazy, Emerson. That is Prismatic Evolution in English. That is a stupid expensive card. Ooh, the Unfair Stamp. That's crazy. Did Wiz quit Town of Salem? Or did I miss a recent stream of it? I took like a 2.5 month break from it. But I had been back to streaming it once a week as of like 2 weeks ago. And new video uploads start on Monday. Which day? It depends. This past week, I streamed it on Thursday. It's kind of crazy. I've gotten to the point where I just don't care about Town of Salem anymore, and so I change pretty often about when I'm actually streaming it. Which I know isn't a great answer. But new uploads start this week, but I'm dropping down to 2 videos a week. So it'll be Monday and Thursday will be new TOS videos. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Get rid of my draw. You dump 60 on Loke? Maybe. To do a 2-prize, take out Typhlosion, Loke next turn is not bad, actually. The 30-30, so that way you can decide. That's not bad either, actually. We already have 2 Ethans in discard. I got a way to discard the 3rd Ethans. It could evolve, depending on what I get off the Drakloak. $280 plus 30 with the Bengal. I would need the Victini. I just need something good off the recon. Does not good off the recon. That's in fact not good off the recon. Dang. And I can't boss and Ethans, and I kind of need the Ethans here because if not, they kill this, and I don't have a really good setup. Kind of gotta go this route. Is it ever better to not attack here? I think it might be. Because if I attack, sure, I do, you know, 220 into them. And they can move, but they can move 30 over. And I feel like I don't want to give them the 30. Because the 30 makes this knockoutable. Whereas right now they can't Phantom Dive to kill this. So I think we just pass here. The reason I don't play Dinda Dunsparce is because the deck doesn't have a Pokemon search. That's fair. I don't know what basement you guys think you're in, considering I live on the 4th floor. I think that's just an apartment. You sure you don't just live in an apartment? Dang, how Lucha gets them there. I mean, I can still rare candy Cyndaquil. Still rare candy the Cyndaquil. That is rough. I'm gonna break them out of your basement. Also, I don't think Florida typically, not many Florida homes even have basements. Do Florida homes have basements? No, Florida homes generally do not have basements. The high water table, forest limestone bedrock in Florida makes it impractical and risky to do basements. Okay, so my win con here, or not even my win con because I don't win, my stay alive con here is Secret Box is pretty good. The Secret Box is pretty good. That's a pretty good help. That's a pretty good help. Should have put on no... Wait, what do you mean should have put on no damage? One is in Wiz's secret box. So many things. So many things in this secret box. Hate to get rid of the boss, but we kind of got to. Kind of got to. Kind of got to. Not Arvin. Iona. Rick Andy. Attach. Play Stadium. Attach Bengal. Profit. Profit. And then Iona them to 3. Myself to 5. And hope it's enough. And hope it's enough. Should be hitting 310 right now, I believe. Yeah. Now I'm hitting 320. And Iona made 5. Them to 3. This would have been good had I hit Secret, or not Secret Rod, Super Rod. Because right now they just Charizard and end me. So we're kind of screwed. This is, unless they brick, which they have a Fez and a Recon, we do lose. We do lose. But hey. It is what it is. It is what it is. We had a bit of a slow setup there. And Zard Pult is just pretty good at setting up. Even though they haven't even popped their Charizard yet to set, all their energy was attached. If they just have Charizard in hand, it's just over. I just concede. Well, we might play it out. I was like, 'cause I have Arvin. So I could get it set back up, but I mean...
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Actually, if they get Pult down, Pult with Charizard does kind of end it because of the Dracloak on bench. And we have Counter Catcher to try and disrupt them for a turn. So, you know, we'll play it out. We'll play it out. We'll play it out. I don't anticipate us doing anything. I don't anticipate us doing anything since we can't attack this next turn. It honestly might be promote the Dracloak. It might be promote the Dracloak. That's pretty bad. We do get another Dracloak to at least help us with search. But that is pretty bad that we lost the Arvin for Super Rod, which we really needed the Super Rod. Should have kept that in your hand. They should not have played the Rescue Board. Also, why are you playing Rescue Board? Why are you not playing Air Balloon? Air Balloon allows your Charizard to retreat. Why are you playing Rescue Board? It's crazy. Bam, bam, ba-da-da-dum. Like I said, we pretty handedly will potentially lose here, but we're still going to play it out. Arvin to get the Super Rod back is pretty good if I can also get the counter catcher. Can I get the counter catcher? Why is this Pokemon game a card trading game? Were they always like that? What do you mean by that? Has Pokemon always been a card trading game? Yes. Well, I mean, after the release of the first set, it's been a card game for a while, yeah. I mean, do I even need 2 Cynicals? I think we just do that. That's my only hope there. So after Rare Candy, I mean, we literally have to hit everything that we need. Is what it comes down to. Hitting literally everything we need. And I don't think we will. I don't think we will, but... So I was saying it was bad for them to play the Rescue Board. They don't know that Monkey Dory is going to come up. So they should not have put the Rescue Board on Monkey. They should have kept it in hand to potentially get their Howlucha out of active. But also, they shouldn't have been playing the Rescue Board to begin with. They should be playing the Air Balloon. Just a better card. Hey, they got switched up. So, there we go. They got boss. Show me boss, and I'll concede for you. I'll save us some time. Okay, no boss. No boss. I don't have a great hand. Counter Catcher gives nothing. Switch and Gravity Mountain both give nothing. They only need 1 prize card. Can you get out of it again? Can you get out of it again? Probably. They just need to attach energy. Very few scenarios is board better than Balloon. For this deck, I can't think of any that it's better. And Zard, I can't think of anywhere they would rather have the Balloon. Or rather have the Rescue Board. Because the Balloon can allow them to move their Charizard out of active. If they're like in a situation where it would be better to attack with Polt. I mean, that's the only reason Balloon it would be there over the Rescue Board is just for the Zard, because everything else has a 1 retreat cost, so the Rescue Board still does what it needs to do. And again, the scenario that you would use that in is pretty low, but why would you choose to not have why would you choose to lock yourself out of a potential game-winning play? Chinisect. Potential Goldango incoming. Potential Dango incoming. Which means if it is, they aren't going to get the turn 1 knock. It's kind of the slow start for me. I don't feel bad, because also this is just such a free matchup for us that I don't even care to have a bit of a slower start. We have the 2 Evos we need, plus we can Arvin to do some other fun stuff if we need to. If this is Goldango, a precious trolley? I don't know what this is then. It's Zacian? It could be. I don't know what this is. Genesect is also sometimes, very rarely played in Joltik, but I don't know a deck that Genesect and Precious Trolley is played in. Unless this is just some random nonsense. Could be. Could be random nonsense. Do love some random nonsense. Illusionist with book whose self-illusion shown. It's funny. What is this? What is this? I don't know what I'm looking at here. Once in your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Okay. Wait, did you only evolve one Pokemon? That's crazy. That's crazy. You do all that, you just get the Gothorita. Look at the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck and put them back in any order. Okay. Cool. I am just realizing I clicked the Cynical and not the Energy. The Energy is what I meant to click, because I was going to Arvin, attach Energy, and TM Evo what I was going to get off of the Buddy Poffin. I for sure did not mean to click the Cynical. Oops. Oops. That's fine. Bum, bum. Alright, we have 2, so maybe just grab a second. Evolve them both, I have energy in hand. I can get energy in hand off of the next Ethan. No. Don't worry, I'm pretty confused too. Okay. What is your ability here? Once during your turn with Pokemon's in the active spot, you may have your opponent shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 3 cards. Okay. I guess this is some sort of control deck, is what I'm assuming. This is some sort of control deck. But I don't think it's going to do very much to Typhlosion, since I have a Quilava on board, so even if you shuffle my hand, I can still get an Ethan's Adventurer. And can still set up my board. I don't know. We could be cooked. We could be cooked for all I know. This looks like it's some sort of control deck. See you later, Mike. Hope the rest of your flight goes well. Wait, how did they retreat you? Oh, they had energy on it. I was like, how did they retreat there? Poffin for another Dreepy. We Ethan's Adventure and we get down 2 Quilavas and attach for turn. That feels pretty good. I have 2 in discard. That's the knockout. That feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm currently hitting for 170. Wait, I was like, before I recon, let me take the other adventures out of my deck. Let me take the other adventures out of my deck. Boss's Order? Is there ever a world where... I mean, if we top deck Ultra Ball, but I mean, they'll most likely, I was like, but we could Ultra Ball, throw the 2 of these away, and kill their Pidgey next turn. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool! Also, I do like that they attach the Mist Energy here. Like, they're trying to protect from a Dragapult or something. I get that you see the Dracloak on Bench Bud, but rest assured, I play no other energy other than Fire Energy. And I almost definitely do not play the Dragapult. I like the pure single prize version of Ethan's Typhlosion. There is a 2-prize equivalent version that plays the Pidgeot and Fez and stuff, but I like the pure single prize version of it. I think it's fun. Because even if I have a rough, slow start, they're still only taking 1 prize a turn unless they're, you know, utilizing Monkey Dories or Dragapults or something. Utilizing some other way to squeeze out a 2nd prize in a turn. Yeah, they're most likely just going to be going for stalling efforts here, if I had to guess. Did they just... I don't think they Turoed. No. They got the Turo off the attract customers. Attract customers, look at the top 6 cards and put reveal a supporter, put it into your hand. So they just have Turo in hand now. We could see them Turoing the Pidgeot to get it off the bench, but no, they didn't. They didn't. Counter catcher to stall. That's fine. That's fine. Itchy Pollen, which is also fine. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking about maybe even TM Evoing. Get another Dracloak. I kind of don't hate the idea of having a 2nd Dracloak. And... I don't know, that feels kind of bad. That at the same point feels kind of bad. To let them have another turn of setup. Or I could just take the knockout here of the Badoo and also get rid of the... them being able to... item lock me. Although I could also just go for a flare to kill this next turn. I could Team Evo this turn, then I could attach an energy next turn and kill this. That's kind of funny. Wait, does this also power up itself? Attacks... Oh no, it's by evolution, fire Pokemon. Tee helps if you read. Helps if you read. I really want to commit 2 energy here. Helps if you read. Alright, let me go see what Percy's barking at. Wait, let me grab my prize card first. Wiz reads since when? Right? What's up, bud? my turn yet? Cooked Badoo. Dude, I love cooked Badoo. Such a tasty snack. I do have a Badoo behind me. There's Badoo. Right there. Alright, what have they done while I was away? They quick searched, they Iono'd, they attracted customers. Cool. I imagine they play 4 counter catchers, right? You just blustery wind me? What? Did you just blustery wind me? What are you doing? Why would you do that to me? That's so rude. That's so rude. I'm trying to determine what I want to play here. The counter catcher does nothing. I'm never going to use the counter catcher. But I am trying to decide, would I rather Ethan's or Arvin for like Secret Box? And like get like Ultra Ball to set up the other Drakloak. This is my last adventure. And if they knock me out... But I could Secret Box and like put Research in hand for next turn, which feels pretty fun. Feels pretty fun. We still have another Typhlosion that we could just top deck. Burm, burm. I got no Pokemon on the discard. Research just in hand for next turn. Gravity Mountain does nothing for us in this matchup. We'll grab the other Bengal. I don't think the Bengals do anything for us in this matchup either. I don't think we need the extra 30, but we're just gonna throw away Dreepy and Gravity Mountain. Grab a Loke. Grab ourselves a Loke. Maybe we'll get lucky and hit the Typhlosion. Be pretty cool. That's fine. I mean, we don't need the damage, I just don't want it, if they Iono us, it going back into the deck. We don't need the damage, I just don't want it to go back into the deck. My friend, you have not taken a prize card. Thank you. I was like, please, will you concede? Please, will you concede? Will you see that my board is very... that's got to be someone trying out. Maybe that is Pidgeot Control. I do know that there is actually a Pidgeot Control deck that is running around right now. But I haven't actually looked at it. Where did I see it at? I did see it pop up in something I was looking at. When I was looking at deck list. Was it in like an online tournament? I think it might have been. Maybe it was in the last Tournament of Doom, I think maybe I saw one. Or was it in it wasn't in Late Night. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but I'm like... But I assume that's what this is just someone... Is them cooking up some new Pidgeot controls. Or at least trying to. Alright, well, I can't find this, it doesn't matter. What was in your dreams? Was it in my dreams? Probably. Probably. The other night I dreamed about going on a cruise. Let me tell you, it was a great dream. It was a great dream. I want to go on another cruise so bad. They called tails. Hey, look, here's how I like to say it. Tails, it always fails. Call heads. Team Evo in hand. Pretty bad. That's pretty bad, honestly. You know what? If I remember at the end of this, I might try 6 energy. Maybe I'll try 6 energy. Guardy. I might not be able to go for the... I can't go for the Team Evo because I can't get any energy, so we just gotta go for Ethan's Adventure. Alright. I just go for all 3? I think I have to. Or, I mean, getting some sort of energy attachment is good. All of our Ethan's Adventures are here. Aquilava's prized. A Loke is prized. Quilava Loke. Wait. A Bengal. Why are there still 2 artisans? Wait a second. This deck is wrong. There should not be 2 artisans in this deck. This deck list is wrong. Did I click the wrong one? Or is that a glitch? I don't think that's right. Let me check here. Is it saying I have 2 artisans in here? I should have dropped one. What? Should only have 1 artisan. Have I gone against any of the basic decks from the new set they gave for free? I have not. I haven't even looked at them. I don't know what they look like. I think, well, I think you only missed... No, I don't think you missed any games today. And I've only played a couple games off stream when the set dropped. Iono doesn't really hurt us here. Iono could actually help us. It doesn't. But it could have. It could have helped us. Could have helped us. I was like, honestly, look, here's the thing. If we would have been Iono'd into Rare Candy, Typhlosion, Boss, would have been pretty cool. That would have been pretty cool. I think in this matchup, I think I never... I think I always need to, like, target, like, monkeys and stuff. That makes the most sense. We could attack this turn, but I don't think we'd get enough damage off to do anything. We could attack this turn. That's 2 in the discard. What's that? 120 plus 40? 160? There's a world where we Iono again, we could get Ultra Ball. We could actually knock out a Pheasantipity. We could actually potentially knock out a Pheasantipity here. Because that's 60 times 3, that's 180. Plus 40. That's 220. We actually do knock out Pheasantipity here. Another Cynical isn't bad. Because they'll knock something out before we have to take any other bigger knockouts. I don't think this is bad. I think this is actually pretty good. This feels pretty good. Get rid of their... Take the first 2 prizes and also get rid of their flip the script. Make them have to use a stretcher for it early. Feels pretty good. I don't know. This is one of the tougher matchups because of the Monkey Dories. But the fact that they have no darkness energy attached right now is also pretty good. They can only attach 1 darkness energy here even if they get the Guardy set up. So this feels pretty good right now. They only have 2 Psychic and discard. They are going to counter Catcher. But that's okay. Honestly, probably the worst thing they could have counter Catchered. That was definitely a bad counter Catcher. They should have counter Catchered a Dreepy or a Cynic because this I can evolve and attach energy to and still attack. This was definitely not the correct counter Catcher. Okay, so what I was going to do there, had they TM Evo'd, my plan there was I didn't need boss because they were TM Evoing, leaving a monkey with energy and active. What I would have done there was Ethan's adventured for Typhlosion and energy. And since I had another Cyndaquil, probably Quilava as well if I had it in deck, but I can't remember my Quilava counts. Evolved active to Typhlosion, attached energy, and just killed monkey with energy on it and still been in a pretty good position there. That was honestly, they might have misclicked that. But that was the misplay on their part. But Guardy is still a rough matchup. It's not a terrible matchup because being a single prize deck, they have to do a lot. But I'm actually gonna look at those decks. I haven't even seen what the decks that they were giving away were. Where do you even see that at? Or did they just get put into my inventory? No, they didn't. Is it this? That's the... That's just the Elite Trainer box. Charizard EX Special Collection. Did they add new decks, Welsh? Are you sure they added new decks? I don't think they did. They put them to the bottom? Oh, they do. They do put them to the bottom. Zekrom EX. This is one of the newer decks that they put into our... I mean, this is just Miraidon. It's an interesting one. Not terrible. I think you could... This is definitely a good starting point for Miraidon. I don't think you need 4 Dynamos and 4 Electrics. I think you could definitely cut 2 of each. I don't know that the Kilowattrel. You may discard a basic electric energy from this Pokemon in order to use ability drawn to give cards. I mean, that's not terrible. I don't know if it's good, if it's great in this deck. The Zaora is so good with the Thunder Raid. You just need to really keep in mind with this is that this is dealing 210 damage. So Terra Pokemon are immune to this. And it also only hits EX Pokemon, but 210 would honestly would be great to knock out like Teal Mask Ogerpon, but Teal Mask Ogerpon is a Terra Pokemon and is bench protected. But it still takes out Latias's and Pheasantipiti's, or can take out something with damage on it. So the Zaora is pretty good. If I was to take this deck and make it a little bit better, I would drop the Kilowattrel altogether. Drop the 2 Dynamos, 2 Electrics. Add at least 1 more boss. Probably run 15 energy for the electric generators. Just to show you what because I only played around with New Dawn for a little bit. I'm back and forth on the Iron Thorns. I kind of like it, I kind of don't. But I still think Fez and Squawk and Mew are just too important to the deck to get you going turn 1. Could also see 2 air balloons. And I could also see an argument for only running 1 Iron Hands. But that was what I got. Did they put out a Reshiram deck as well? They did. Interesting. As often as you like, you may attach a basic fire energy Pokemon from your hand to one of your Pokemon. That's pretty cool. Basically allows you to set up Iron Hands. Site does 50 more damage for each prize. Oh, is this the same thing Zekrom does? It's just a fire version. Okay, so the Zekrom and Reshiram card are the exact same, except one's a fire version and one's a electric version. That's cool. I mean, this seems fun too. There are obviously some ways you could optimize this, but this could be something. Could be something. No, but I haven't seen any on ladder yet. All right, let me look at this deck. I don't think we need the 2 artisans. Let's cut an artisan and add an energy. You know what? Fine. We'll add an energy. And see what that does. I still think our other counts are pretty okay. I think our other counts are still okay. Alright. Waiting for them. They're gonna choose heads. Or they're not gonna choose anything. They might not choose anything. They chose tails. Tails always fails, bud. What are you doing? Okay, well. That time it didn't fail. Hey, anyone here who is not already just tossing it out there, you should definitely go check out the YouTube channel at Pokemon Wizard. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We're sitting around 710-ish subscribers. My goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of August. And if we do so, we'll be doing like a mega stream, like a 12-hour stream or something. Near the end of September. Probably doing a Pokemon Black and White Nuzlocke of some kind. Alright, we got ourselves some Grimmsnarl. And a pretty rough opening hand for us. A pretty rough opening hand for us. We got a prized Dreepy. We got a prized Quilava. Prized Dreepy, prized Quilava, prized Arven, prized Team Evo, prized, and 2 prized energy. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I don't want to use the Switch because they have the Hyper Blower, so we'll just pass. Gotta love the ad cutting off your sales pitch. Oh, no! Not the ad cutting. Ah, the ad, no. Bullet point of my shilling YouTube. We're 300 subs away from 1,000. If we hit the 1,000 subs on YouTube by the end of August, I'll be doing like a 12-hour Pokemon Black and White stream, doing a Nuzlocke. Doing that sometime in September. Want to grab off the Arven? Putty and Team Evo. Makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is a pretty good opening hand for opening turn for them. I play no picnic baskets. I don't know if I really need them. Maybe I do. That's pretty good. I'm gonna be really honest with you. That's pretty good. That is a pretty good opening hand there. Or a pretty good top deck. Two Qualavas down, rare candy this one, because I think I just need to start taking the attacks here. I think that is my goal here, is to start taking some attacks. We'll put Bengal in hand. I don't think it does a whole lot for us. We'll put it in hand. I don't know. I don't love this. This is also a rough matchup for us. This is a rough matchup for us. Because right now they have the 180 punch, 30 to bench. I think maybe we need Picnic Basket, actually. Especially for this matchup. And this is a deck that has been seeing a lot of play in my local area. So I think we do need at least one Picnic Basket. Was I playing a Picnic Basket in my most recent version of this? My most recent version I took to a... I don't think I was. I was playing it. Yeah, I think the Picnic Basket has to stay. I think the Picnic Basket is way too important. I think Picnic Basket's too important to skimp on. Yeah. Yeah. Anything good off the recon? It's pretty good. I mean, I think our goal here is, like, boss this to stick it inactive. Make them waste an attachment to it. But if we boss that, we can't Ethans. Which might just be what we have to do. I think we do have to do that and just skip the turn. Yeah, that feels pretty bad. That feels pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, our Dracloak dies. And if they have energy, we just concede. Rough start, and this is also just a rough matchup. Yeah. GG's. Nah, you don't even have to play the Ultra Ball, bud. You don't even have to play the Ultra Ball, bud. I trust you. You got it. You got all the stuff you need there. Random Store Games, how you doing? Welcome on in. You know what? I am happy that you won, Marxus. I'm not sad that I lost. I am happy. I think a Picnic Basket is helpful. Picnic Basket. You know, when are they going to print the gold Picnic Basket? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When are we going to get a gold Picnic Basket? You're testing a secret wacky creation? Okay. No, we're running it back with Marks. We're running it back. We'll see if the Picnic Basket helps us out. No, Marks, you lost the last game. That means I get to choose. I'm going second. You won the last game. We're doing a best of 3, aren't right? Right? Yeah, we are. We're running it back. Give me a good opening hand, please. They opened the Shaman too, which is pretty bad for them, because it does nothing for them in this matchup. Tails is never the correct choice. I can't get a donk, but this is really good that they did not get set up here. So I don't feel bad about it, Ethan's Adventure. I already have energy in hand. I think I'm just going to put Quilava in hand and hope I don't get Iono'd. And we just hope we don't get Iono'd. We could go for the 60 damage, but we won't. You always choose heads, random, and Welsh always chooses tails. I always choose heads. Your wacky creation pertains to a card from the new set, and you think it has sauce. There's some pretty interesting... We were looking at the start of stream. There are some pretty interesting new Pokemon in this set, but I have not looked at any, like, to build around. A lot of them seem to be pretty good, like, add-ins to other things, but I've not looked at any that are potential of building around, other than the Imbor. The Imbor seems interesting. Wait, what did they just throw away? Off the secret box? Oh, Energy Switch, TM Devo, and Iono. Glad you didn't Iono me. The Imbor's meh. That's what I was like, it looks interesting, but I don't know what fire Pokemon... Like, the Imbor's ability seems interesting to, like, power up some fire Pokemon, but I'm like, I don't know what fire Pokemon would be worth, like, powering up, you know? Because the strong, like, fire types... Like, if you're playing, like, a big mega deck like that where you're using fire energy, you're probably going to be running Charizard, which already powers up fire energy, accelerates fire energy. It's not a fire type, but it uses fire energy to attach. Trying to snipe Wiz and failing. Got to be quicker than that. Alright, they do get their attack next turn. I think we just kill the Shaman. Right? I think that's right. I think killing the Shaman makes sense. I mean, I could Arven for TM Evo. But I think we just kill... I think we just Ethan's Adventure and set up the bench. I would have loved a top deck of an Ultra Ball, just to be able to start moving some more, but that's fine. Ish fine. It's fine. We do have a prized Ethan's, don't we? We do indeed have a prized Ethan's. It's pretty rude. It's okay, next turn we can redeemable ticket to get it out if we really want to. I didn't even actually look at our prizing this game. I didn't even look at what our prizing was. I don't know why Percy's barking again. All of them are there. We have a prize Cyndaquil. There's just two Typhlosions. We have a prize Cyndaquil. We have a prized Quilava. We have a prized... Energy. 2 energy. Missing something. Missing 2 cards that are prized. Research. And then the Ethan's Adventure. Okay. Cool. Cool. Honestly, the prizing isn't other than that adventure being prized. Can I grab it? No, okay. Well, like if we grab the adventure, I actually wouldn't feel too bad about I don't know, because Picnic Basket. Picnic Basket, that was the other prize. That's the other card I wasn't counting there. A picnic. Because we dropped... It wasn't an energy that's prized, it's a Picnic Basket. Because we dropped the energy. Yeah. I try to make it out of Pokeball tier. The difference between Zekrom and Reshiram is the secondary effect. Reshiram discards energy, while Zekrom does 30 to itself. Oh, that makes sense. Probably gonna enter Eternium on my list, see how well it does. Nice. Good luck to you. Hopefully it goes well. Losing the redeemable ticket there kind of sucks. The redeemable ticket kind of sucks. I really did need it to kill this Grimmsnarl this turn. That's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. We can at least shuffle the deck. We can at least shuffle the deck before we Dracloak. Dang. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Getting cooked by this deck twice in a row kind of hurts. Big hurt getting cooked by this deck twice in a row. Big hurt getting cooked by it twice in a row. Feels bad. Feels bad. Brave Bengal doesn't really make anything math. We could still throw it on there just to differentiate the monkey. I mean, because if they push 30, they're going to push 30 to Dracloak and then punch Dracloak. I mean, do we need Shaman for this matchup? Maybe we do. Does Shaman help save this matchup? I like both Gen 5 box art legendaries. They're cool. Really don't like Zekrom. Why does it hurt itself? That just seems like it was made to fail. To make it more difficult. To balance it out since it gets so powerful. Because, I mean, think about it. Zekrom does more damage, 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent takes. So Zekrom is really a Pokemon that you're going to be using to close out games. Where that 30 damage to itself won't super matter. But it's also, what, 230 HP? Anything that can hit 200 can probably pretty easily hit 230. So if you're using it for multiple turns in a row and it's not being knocked out, and, you know, it's at, like, 170, that's different. But I don't know. It's just a way to balance it being able to hit so hard. Yeah, the 4 Ethan, the 4th Ethan being prized definitely hurt, and, like, losing the redeemable ticket off the Iono. Because had we been able to save the redeemable ticket there, we would have killed this Grimmsnarl, because I would have also Ultra Balled for Victini. So yeah, definitely hurts. I think they just have this game. We're obviously going to play it out. But we get this knockout here. They can move 30, punch 30. I don't know. I think they might just have this game. Well, obviously we'll play through it and see. But it's pretty tough. We're in a pretty tough position. Off the prizes here, I kind of need the Professor's Research. Not even kind of. I need the Professor's Research off the prizing here. I need the research, because I need to be able to rare candy next turn. Hey! Thanks, Research! Thanks, Research! I don't think they can do 3 prizes here. Actually, if they get down another monkey, they can 3 prize. Yeah, they just need 1 more monkey for a game. Setting up the second one doesn't really do a whole lot. Because this is going to be the one we promote. Definitely they needed a second monkey for game there. I mean, I could still lose it all here. We're going to Earthen Vessel the Ultra Ball to get energy to attach first before we research. Bengal doesn't really do anything. We'll attach the Bengal, but I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot because I think we... Actually, we do need the Bengal, so that actually does do a whole lot. Well, we got the rare candy. That's pretty cool. We got the rare candy, but unfortunately... we did not also get the Typhlosion, which is what I needed. I did indeed need the Typhlosion. Yeah, it's just game. Did indeed need the Typhlosion. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. When Vigi doesn't know when Vigi doesn't know improved Four Horsemen. What do you mean by that? Not sure if you have gotten this, but the new Hydreigon will not appear in the deck builder on live. Wait, does it not? That's not the new one. That's not the new one. What? That's crazy. How did they miss adding a Pokemon to the game? How did they miss adding a Pokemon to the game? And the new Hydreigon EX is actually kind of interesting. I don't know if it's worth a whole lot, but it is kind of interesting. The 200 damage your fitting Pokemon can't retreat, and its ability that it takes one or more prize card. Like, I mean, I don't know how you power up the 5 energy there. But, you know, could be something. If there, I mean, there is a world where you power it up with energy switches and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how worth it is. Someone smarter than me could probably think that if we still have the Dark Patch, it's a different story. If we still had Dark Patch, this card actually goes hard. Crispin obviously gets you 2 of the energy. You still need 3 more. Ignition only counts as colorless. So yeah, I don't know how you power it up. But also, can you imagine Dark Biting for 200 on a Mega Pokemon? And you take 1 more prize card and take a total of 4 prize cards? I mean, there's also amping you very much on a Mega Pokemon that's already taken some damage to take extra prizes, which would be pretty funny. At a 4 energy cost thing would be good. Yeah, 5 is just a lot. Because, again, I don't really see how you hit the 5, because Ignition only counts for 3. So, yeah, I don't know how you hit it. Oh, also, I did pull two Hollow Energy from my White Flare ETB. Grass and Psychic, which is pretty cool. That's why I was, like, with Marnie, because Grimmsnarl, like, pulls energy, and then you have to energy switch it, but even then, that just feels so slow. It just feels too slow. I don't know. Someone smarter than me could probably come up with something better. This is potentially our last game. We'll see how it goes. But this is potentially final game of stream. Until I see it working, I think it's gonna think it's trash. That's fair. I mean, it's cool. If just you can figure out the energy acceleration, it would be a really cool card. Derpy, thanks so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope you're having a 10 out of 10 day. Yeah, I do believe I'll be going to a challenge tomorrow. And at said challenge, I'm just going to be playing Zardpolt. It's what I'm going to be playing until this set becomes legal, and then I'll change it up and do something new. I don't know. I might play some Typhlosion. Typhlosion is pretty fun. I do really enjoy this deck. The fact that I also have the SIR and the IR Typhlosion just makes me like playing a deck that's has pretty cards in it. And I know both of those are like $40, $50 cards, but I have no intention of ever selling them because I think they're really cool cards. So they're just going to live in my binder forever, so I don't even care if they're played with, because, I mean, they're just mine. This could be Poison Donk. Okay, it isn't. Is this Raging Bolt? It is. It is. Why are you putting down the Crydon? Is the Crydon good for you in this matchup? I guess so. Because it's still an ancient that you can accelerate energy to. That can still attack, so I guess it's not terrible for you. Honestly, it's a pretty strong opening turn for them. This many cards down and they haven't even squawked yet. I'm jealous. I am interested though, because I did cut the Shaman to see how much the Baby Bolt matters. Okay, top decking energy is pretty good. I can also bench lock them with the Artisan. Force them to get themselves another Area 0. Watch my Team Evos be prized. Now, Team Evo. So I'm thinking we Arven for Buddy Buddy Poffin in Team Evo. And we evolve a Cyndaquil and a Dreepy. And then also on board, I have another Cyndaquil sitting. They'll probably target with the Baby Bolt the Dracloak if I had to guess, which is pretty cringe, but I'm also okay with it. It's pretty cringe. I almost grabbed the Brave Bengal on accident. That would have been crazy. Or actually, maybe we put down two Cyndaquils. Or not, don't put down two Cyndaquils, I'm sorry. Maybe we Team Evo the two Cyndaquils. And leave the Dreep because we have the Loke in hand. Maybe that keeps them from targeting it. I don't know. I do not know. We do have a prized Ethans. I haven't played this matchup in a bit. So I don't know how rough it's going to be. I don't know why Percy's barking again. Maybe he just wants to let me know that the laundry's done. But it's okay, I'm going to do the laundry in a minute. Let me go see what he's barking about. I don't know what he was barking at. I walked to look at him and he looked at me and did nothing. There was Pokeball at You're gonna try and catch him? I assume they're gonna power up Baby Bolt here and just snipe the Dreepy. They played back down the Area 0. Bez on bench. It's fine. I think I still, if I can. I still feel like Ogre is a better target, but I'll probably just... Here. They're only hitting 90, so Dreepy is the only thing they can kill off the bench. But I mean, they could also just kill active Cyndaquil. Let's go. Oh, they just go for a dragon headbutt. Cool. That's actually exactly why. It's why I didn't evolve the Loke. Because I was hoping they wouldn't see it as a threat. I was hoping they wouldn't see it as the threat it was. Cool. Okay, I just need a really strong... I just need a really strong recon here. Arven is that strong recon. Arven is indeed that strong recon. Do I need energy? I do need energy. So I can't counter catcher because I do need energy. Dang it. Okay, that's not as fun. Not as fun. Iono. Actually, not Iono research. I collapse their stadium again. Probably collapse their stadium again. They'll probably just throw away the Squawk. Most likely they throw away the Squawk. I don't think the 170 to 140 matters. Yeah, I don't think the damage change matters. They get rid of the Squawk, but more importantly, I just want them bench locked again. That is more so what I want. We're hitting 220. Let's not play the Redeemable Ticket just yet. The Brave Bengal also does nothing for us in this matchup. We reach everything without it, but we'll just attach it there just to have it attached. Have it there just to have it in case we get Iono'd. Hey, that's a pretty good prize. That's a pretty good prize. They forgot to it. They passed. They did an itchy pollen. They passed. Oh, big oof for them. The insta concede. Hey, I've been there. I have insta conceded before after forgetting to attack. I can't tell you how many times back when Rotom V was still in format pre-rotation, and I would forget to hit the instant charge and would just end my turn in game. I didn't ever do it in person, but I would do it here a lot. I would just click in turn. It was upsetting. Very upsetting. I didn't instant concede there because it didn't really cause much, but I was like, ah. And I normally wouldn't remember I did it until a couple turns later. I think they got nothing here, which is pretty cool with me. If I could just top deck boss, I would be pumped if I could top deck boss. Why would you but why wouldn't you want to kill the Dracloak? I feel like the Dracloak is a better kill for you. I know you're like, oh, you only have one on bench. Because now now I don't even want the boss. I don't even want the boss now. I just kill your thing that has so much energy on it. That just seems bad for you. Maybe I'm wrong. But that just seems bad for you. 2 Cyniquils in discard. I don't know if I have another one in deck. I don't need the other adventure right now. Okay, the other one is there. So we could Buddy Poffin. Put down both of them. It's pretty good for next turn. If I had Poffin in hand already, I would grab Sacred Ash. But I don't. I don't, so I won't. And I don't think killing the Raging Bolt... I think killing the Ogre that can hit for a lot of damage is better here. Because if it gets one more energy, it can knock out my Typhlosion. I think it's better just to kill this here. I love playing in so much. I don't really care if it's weak. I love playing it. It is still a good deck. It's not the worst deck in the format. It is still pretty decent, and you have a great matchup into Gardevoir, which is, you know, one of the... is not one of, is the top deck in the format. Starting hand was 3 Zora, 1 Reshiram, 1 Darmaka, and off the mulligan, you got the Petron. Nice. What a solid opening hand. The Iono kind of hurts. The Iono does kind of hurt. They do have enough for the knockout here. Underdepths, though, means they now have to give me an additional energy. They have to use an additional energy for it. I don't know who we promote here. Obviously promoting the Cynical. If the Cynical was evolved, and if I had the hand I had previously, it wouldn't even be a question. I have 2 Draclokes to search. But I would need Rare Candy Typhlosion to be able to attack. I think I have promoted Dreepy. Or one of the Lokes. I think that has to be my promotion. In case I whiff. And if I do whiff, I can retreat off the energy. I can retreat off the energy if I do whiff, so... Let's play for it. Let's play for it. Hey, never mind, we got the switch. Never mind, we got the switch. We'll do this first. Of the 2, Iono. Sacred Ash, Ultra Ball for what? I don't even know what I'd Ultra Ball for there. Do I need all of these guys? Probably. Because I got Ultra Ball just for a Cyniquil, just to get another Cyniquil down. Or I could get a... I could... Let's just get another Cyniquil down. I mean, this Iono is going to have to be pretty strong. It almost was. It was almost very strong. Boot. It was almost super strong. Super duper strong. Alright, well, that sucked. That sucked. I should put the parrot in. Ah, they got the Vitality. I was really hoping they were going to miss the Sada. I was surprised they attached. Maybe they probably had it in hand already. That's the only reason I can think they attached to Koraidon. Because otherwise, that would have been a whiff to attach to the Koraidon instead of just attacking. I still need Ultra Ball. Man, I can't attack. Man, this sucks. Here's what I need. Here's what I need to go hard. Here's what I need to go hard. I need a top deck Rare Candy, and then I need to recon Professor's Research. Yikes. Yeah, we just lose. We lose. It's not a terrible matchup, though. This isn't a terrible matchup. I made some misplays early on. Had some draws that could have gone better. But this definitely isn't a terrible matchup. I believed too hard in the heart of the cards. I shouldn't have believed in the heart of the cards. Yeah, I can definitely kill their Bolt here, but it doesn't matter that I kill their Bolt. Like, they have game on board. They fully have game on board. I've used both of my stadiums, so I have no stadium disruption. They fully have game on board. Hey, there's the research. I don't think research gets us anywhere. Let me think for a second. So I could counter catcher and kill the bear. But I mean, then they just attack with a Raging Bolt. There is no good kill here. Because they have the kill with the bear, they have the kill with Raging Bolt. They have the kill with Koraidon. They genuinely have 3 cards on bench that kill. So I don't think there is a good kill here. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, they just fully have it. If I had one more stadium, yeah, if I had one more stadium to make them have to like get rid of something, potentially, but yeah, we whiffed it by a turn, and we whiffed an attack 2 turns in a row, where I could have done an attack had I set up differently, but that's okay. You always lose, I think. In this right now, in this position, yeah, there's no choice. If you kept the second Artisan, I still don't think the second Artisan is worth it. I still don't think the second Artisan's worth it. I think that is definitely just, that is a matchup that I can easily win. In the right situation. I mean, you can say that about anything. What I'm getting at is I don't think that's a bad matchup. I think I just played it poorly. Had some bad draws that could have went better. Made some choices that I could have made. Like, I probably didn't need to. I over added stuff back with the Sacred Ash that I probably didn't need to. I don't think I needed to add so much back to my deck. And I think that also like has a bad feeling. Okay, yeah, we'll run to 1800 resets and then we will wrap up the stream. But I still really liked I still really like Ethan's adventure. I definitely could see myself taking it to some challenges and some other stuff once this set becomes legal. I think the bolt, the bangle, just really saves a lot of stuff for it. I didn't pull a bangle in my booster box, but that's fine. I'm sure the bangle, if it isn't yet, is gonna be like 30 cents if anything. I don't even know what the card is called. What is the full name of the card? I've been calling it random stuff. Oh, it is the Brave Bangle. I was like, I keep saying Brave Bangle, but that doesn't feel right. Because this set did just release yesterday. Yeah, right now it's a $2.50 card. I am sure it is very quickly going to drop in price. And I am in no rush to buy it. Because I don't need it right now for anything. So. Oh, there's a Pokeball pattern for the Brave Bangle. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the cards are always more expensive the first couple weeks of the set, and they drop in price pretty quickly after. So I'm not too concerned with that. But yeah, I am really liking Ethan's Adventure. I think it is a fun deck. Very much a good different call. I don't think it's like top tier decks just because it does have some rough matches into other big meta stuff like Grimmsnarl and Guardy. I think are two rough matches for it because of the Monkey Dories and the damage manipulation. Yo, you're selling your Tepic for 1 milli? Yo, send it my way. I'll buy it for 1 milli. And since Grimmsnarl and Guardy are two of the bigger played decks, I think it makes it a little more difficult. But I do think Ethan's Adventure will be good for my local area. Not a ton of people play Gardevoir. The people who do play it, who I have seen play it at like locals and stuff, Gardevoir is a high ceiling, like difficult to play deck. And some of the stuff, some of the matches I've gone into, people, I'm like, why are you playing it this way? And this is not to say I could play it any better. There's a reason I don't play Gardevoir. I know I'm not good at it. I know I'm not good at Gardevoir. But there are some good players who have been on Guardy in my area, but most of them are playing other stuff right now, so I think that's okay. I've only seen a few Grimmsnarls here and there, so I do think it's a safe play. Once it comes legal in a couple weeks. Should play the 8 Bouffalant deck. Get me on the Bouffalant, because there's the new Bouffalant EX, isn't there? I don't even know what that card does. What is that? What does it do? Oh, it just takes another 30 less weakness. If your opponent's X Pokemon has a Pokemon EX, this attack does 100 more damage. So it hits for 200, but then you pair this with the Curly Wall to take 90 less damage, and it has 220. And you could also throw a Bravery Charm on it. Alright, this is our 1,800th reset. Can we get a shiny? We're going to start with the Totodile. Then we're going to go to the Cyndaquil. And then Chikorita is what we're looking for. Chikorita is what we are looking for. I already have 2 shiny Cyndaquils and a shiny Totodile from this method. We did not get the Chikorita. That's okay. 1,800 resets down. 50 billion more to go. As a quick reiteration here for all of you who might, I'm going to run through this really fast. We're going to wrap up. On December 6, 2024, after 178 resets, I got a shiny Totodile. 12 days later, on December 18th, after 51, I got my first shiny Cyndaquil. And then on March 13th of 2025, after 1,163 resets, we got our second shiny Cyndaquil. And right now we are 1,800 into chasing the Chikorita. Once I get all 3, I plan to do a shiny lock, but I haven't done it. You need after all this, if I hit a shiny Totodile, I would actually be okay with hitting any other shiny Totodile before we hit a shiny Cyndaquil. But I'm also not mad if we just get a shiny living dex of them. It'd be kind of funny. But anyways, chat, that is going to do it for me tonight. I have not looked at a stream schedule for next week yet. If I had to guess, I'll be streaming Monday night. But I'll look into it. I'll update you with the stream schedule, potentially later tonight, potentially tomorrow. But most likely next stream will be Monday, probably some Town of Salem. Maybe. I don't know. Things could change. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe over to the YouTube channel at Pokemon Wizard. Less than 300 subscribers away from hitting 1,000. Would love to hit that by the end of August. I think that would just be pretty neat. All right, have a good night, everyone. See you later.